What's up, guys? It's Alf. We're doing two mock drafts today. It is the 8th of March, and yesterday at about 4 p.m. Pacific time, Geno Smith was traded to the Las Vegas Raiders for a third round pick. We're doing two drafts, and what the plan is, um, we're doing one mock draft as if we've signed Sam Darnold, and then we're doing another as if we have not signed any quarterbacks in free agency. Um, because Sam Darnold's the favorite right now. We're gonna do not Sam Darnold on PFN, and we're gonna do or no, we're gonna do as if we've signed Sam Darnold on PFN, and we're gonna do as if we didn't on Mock Database, because I like Mock Database's QB Big Board a little bit more than I do PFN's. So I think it'll be more fun to go for a quarterback on Mock Database than it will be on this on PFN. Anyways, here and I'm assuming DK doesn't get traded. I'm gonna put that out. I don't think DK gets traded um because there's been a ton of speculation that him and Geno Smith were like butting heads and weren't exactly the biggest fans of one another. I have no idea the validity of those claims, but it is something that's been said. Kenneth Grant is basically always going to be available at 18 on PFN because they have him disgustingly low on their big board. I mean, I think he's near a top 10 player in the class. I have him over Tyler Booker easily. But maybe I'm just really high on Kenneth Grant. I'm just gonna take Kenneth Grant at 18, actually. Now, in this scenario, we have Sam Darnold. So, at 50, we know we have 2/3. Look at some trade offers. Trade into the back of the third and recoup a second next year. It's intriguing, but my bad, guys. I got a phone call. Jonas Savaiinaia is available, and at 50, I think that's gonna be what we do. I think he would be one of the better left guards in the class, honestly. If we look back at who got drafted, Donovan Jackson is my favorite left guard. He's my left guard one by a good margin if Will Campbell stays outside. Kelvin Banks as well. If they both stay tackle, then he's my left guard one. I think he's better than Tyler Booker. He's a better athlete. I like his tape from 2024 significantly more than I like Tyler Booker's tape in 2024. Tyler Booker had a great 2023, but he had a down year, and the combine was bad. He's not a stellar athlete. Donovan Jackson didn't do any testing at the combine, but what he did do was extremely impressive, and I'm a huge fan of him in all the drills and stuff. We're going to take Jonas Savaiinaia. I really like him at left guard for the future, honestly. Here at 82, I see Jalen Royals, and instantly I think he's going to be the pick. Jalen Royals, in a scenario where we have Sam Darnold, who has a bit of an arm and can make throws down the field, Jalen Royals would be a great player to implement into this offense because he's a very good deep threat. He's got extremely good long speed, and he gets out of his break fast as hell. He's extremely explosive. He would take over the Rashid Shaheed role, except Jalen Royals, his potential's higher, and his routes over the middle are a lot cleaner. I really like what he could do in a Clint Kubiak-led offense. Run after the catch ability. He's very shifty. I'm a big Jalen Royals guy. Um, and then at 92, I don't love what I'm seeing here at the top of their big board. But if we look farther down, they could have someone ranked really crazy. I don't think so. I could move off this pick. Getting a third from Houston would be insane value, moving from the bottom of the third into the middle of the fourth. I think if we were to do that, we would have to give up the fifth. Um, and honestly, I think I'm happy to do that. This doesn't feel like a year that we're really going in, and we could use those assets to move up later in the draft. So then we move back to 127 and we recoup the third next year. I really like that for us. Okay, so we've got a left guard, a wide receiver, and nose tackle. What are we looking at here? Quincy Riley is very interesting. I don't know if he is going to be available at this point in the draft. But if he is, I mean, I think you have to make that pick 10 out of 10 times. I might just be really high on Quincy Riley. Um, but I think I'm just going to make the pick. I really like what I see on tape from Quincy Riley. Um, he's very instinctive. The plays that he makes, it doesn't look like he's hesitating at all. I'm a big fan. I think he's a top 100 player in the class, and if he ends up at 127, you got to be jumping for joy. He's so good. Um, 137. Demetrius Knight is not going to be available. He might genuinely go in the second round. Jeffrey Bass is interesting. I really like Jack Kaiser. Um, and then if we look a little bit higher up, Smile Munden is very good. I like the idea of Smile Munden in the defense. I'm really thinking linebacker depth at this pick, especially if the Ernest Jones knee issues continue to be a problem. Jake Majors. I make this pick a lot at 137 in mock drafts that I don't post, and I think in a couple of mock drafts that I have posted. I like that a lot. I like Jake Majors a lot in the fourth round. I'm gonna make that pick. I think Jake Majors is the best center in the class by quite a wide margin. He's extremely experienced. And then Teddy Buchanan at 173 is the exact linebacker depth that I'm looking for. But Jack Kaiser fell. And I like Jack Kaiser as a prospect a little bit more. No tight end yet. Jalen Conyers. Jalen Conyers, man. The fullback role in this offense doesn't get filled in any of these picks. I like that a lot. I love Jalen Conyers as a player. He he's a very good blocker for his size as a tight end. And then if you move him into the fullback role, where instead of trying to one-on-one block tackles, he's getting into the second level and going after safeties and linebackers, it'd be over with. I really like the fit in the offense. He played quarterback in high school, trick plays, you know. I think that could be very interesting. And then this could be a spot where I consider Ty Hamilton won't be available. I don't think Ty Robinson will be available either. Ty Robinson, even though he is like 26 years old, I feel like he's old. He might have combined himself into like the fourth round. He ran like a 4.83, and I think he weighed in at like almost 300 pounds. Freak stuff from him, and the NFL loves really athletic players. Um, I mean, if you look at Armand Mambu, who is my favorite offensive lineman in the class, he just went and tested like an alien, and he might have boosted himself into the top five. Uh, Baron Sorrell is a good player at this point in the class. Jaquindon Jackson is available. I've done some more looking at Keandre Lambert Smith, and I really love the tape. Um, but I think Elijah Roberts could be available in the sixth. I'm gonna make that pick. I really like Elijah Roberts against the run specifically, and I think you could get him in on quite a few snaps, like all of the Mike Morris snaps. I think he can just take those over. Um, Mike Morris is kind of a hybrid um, edge D tackle at his height, at like his size, and I think it'd be better to just add a natural D tackle. Uh, and then Jaquindon Jackson in the seventh round is great value, and I think you should probably go in like the fifth. Okay, one trade. This is our Sam Darnold mock draft, and yeah, we got a third next year in exchange for a fifth, and we moved down. Outside of that, no trades. I really like that. We didn't get a real like proper tight end three, uh, but it's not a terrible tight end free agent market. We'll download that and then we'll go into our no Sam Darnold mock draft, and we'll see who ends up available. The Raiders really want to move up. Shamar Stewart at 18. If he ends up at 18 is the pick, I think genuinely 10 out of 10 times. It's not even a question. Shamar Stewart's a power edge. Exactly what this defense needs. He's extremely capable. He's a great player. I was hoping for little Jackson Dart action at 50. That's okay though. Him not being available is not a problem. I can make this work. If we don't bring in Sam Darnold, then that means we're probably not going for it. Or we're not we don't think that we're still in a super like win now situation. And that means we probably don't bring Ernest Jones back, unfortunately. As good of a player as he is and how much he changed the defense last year, the injuries are extremely concerning. He just had knee surgery, and his agent said it was nothing and it was a cleanup, and now he's perfectly fine. But that's agent speak. And God, I can't say his name. Carson Schwessinger. I have to like focus on it when I say it, and I hate that. Uh, Carson Schwessinger is one of my favorite linebackers in the class, specifically for us, that isn't named Jihad Campbell. Jihad Campbell's a first rounder, and genuinely might just not be available at 18. There's like 3 or 4 picks I could see him going before 18. Uh, I really like the fit of Carson in our defense. He played receiver in high school, and I think maybe a little bit before high school. The tape is extremely impressive. He's a very good athlete. He's got extremely high IQ, extremely high football IQ. I'm a big fan on Carson Schwessinger. And then here at 82, I see Jared Wilson. Jared Wilson to center. If you don't spend on Sam Darnold, then hopefully you spent on something else. Possibly the offensive line. Bring in a Tevin Jenkins from the Bears to be your left guard for the next 4 or 5 years. And the quarterback I'm going to go in this scenario is I think it's going to be Will Howard. Um, Will Howard's stock dropped dramatically because of his poor combine, but if you look at the tape, and the tape is what really matters, the tape is impressive. He made a lot of very, very good throws. He looked like he was making throws with anticipation. He wasn't hesitating. He wasn't holding onto the ball for extreme amounts of time. Um, he had a good arm. He made plays with his legs. I still think Will Howard's a very good quarterback, and I don't think that necessarily you can come out here and be like, this is a franchise quarterback. But in a year that you're doing the retool and waiting for probably the 26 class of quarterbacks, Will Howard is not a bad option. Especially if you put him behind a good offensive line with this scheme and these weapons. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. And then at 137, I'm just kind of staring down Jamari Caldwell. He's a nose tackle. He's a very good nose tackle. He eats double teams for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. His contact balance against those double teams is extremely good. I'm quite high on him. I think he might go in the third, even though he didn't test very well at the combine. Here at 173, I am kind of considering Tommy Hill. Um, he has a huge wingspan. He's got really, really long arms. He makes great plays in coverage. Uh, I do see Dorian Strong, but I don't think there's a chance in hell that happens and that he ends up at 173. And I don't really want to make this wholly and completely unrealistic. I like Tommy Hill at this point in the class, and then I'm gonna make that pick, and I'm gonna be happy with it. Jackson Hawes is the best blocking tight end in the class. Um, I really like what he does as a blocker, and you need really really good blockers in this scheme. You can get him into the second level against those running backs, kind of like how you can with Jalen Conyers. Um, but Jackson Hawes fares better against the edge rushers because of his size. You bring him in and he's tight end 3 and he takes over for what Pharaoh Brown did, but he's probably not as bad as Pharaoh Brown. And then Jalen Conyers is available, and I would make that pick in literally any other mock draft, but I just took him, and I don't really want to do it again. I don't want to double up on guys that I drafted last time. Uh, and if I do double up, it's because I forgot I took them. Here, I'm thinking receiver. Um, and I'm just gonna take Keandre Lambert Smith. Actually, uh, I watched a bit more tape from the last time that I did one of these, and I was really impressed. He's a very, very good player. I think he's probably like a early fifth, late fourth, maybe kind of guy. And that's not bad. And then I just might do it. I just might take a running back when we have three good ones because what Raheem Sanders brings to the offense in terms of being a receiver is unmatched. I really, really like what I get out of Raheem Sanders as a receiver. I think that's a really good mock draft. If you're not going to bring in Sam Darnold, you're going to, one, spend on the O line, and then you're going to, two, bring back DK Metcalf. Because I think I think in a majority of scenarios, you're gonna bring back DK Metcalf. think the big issue that DK was having was the instability in the quarterback situation, um, because we didn't want to give Geno a good contract. And now that Geno's not on the team, you either get a rookie who has stability or you bring in somebody else on a multi year deal. And I think he's going to like that. That's going to be a wrap for me. This is a short one. I don't even know how long this went, but I wanted to get this done because we did trade Geno Smith, and that's an integral part of the team that we just lost. I'll see if we make another move. Um, the first big move that we make in free agency, I'll probably make a mock draft after then. That's centered around what I would do when they're on the team. Outside of that, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I might do a 2 round mock draft at some point. I'm still just busy, man. I'm still just busy. I'll see you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. I forget to say it at the start of every recording. But have a good day.